This UFL player is going viral for all the wrong reasons, as footage caught him slapping a fan during a game. And it doesn't help that he's brothers with one of the NFL's biggest wide receivers who plays for the LA Rams and Puka Nacua. And when it comes to players in the UFL, they're trying to make their way back into the NFL and get another opportunity come training camp. And well, hitting a fan during a game isn't necessarily going to help your chances in terms of getting another opportunity. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all football related content. We're trying to hit 10K this year. We're super close. Help support the channel, like the video, and let's see what's going on in the UFL. In a Week 5 matchup between the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Michigan Panthers, we saw one of the more viral moments of the UFL from wide receiver Samson Nacua. Samson Nacua is a wide receiver for the Michigan Panthers who lost to the Battlehawks on Saturday, 32-27. And yes, that name does sound familiar. Samson Nacua is the brother of Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua, and there is another Nacua in the UFL, but he plays on defense. And if you're a Saints fan, you should definitely remember the name Samson Nacua. He was with them last training camp, and he was actually a fan favorite. He was someone a lot of people wanted to see the team keep around at the wide receiver spot, had a pretty good camp. And of course, he had the famous field goal near return touchdown, brought it back 107 yards, but that last yard he could not quite get into the end zone. So if that name Samson Nacua sounds familiar to you, if you're a Saints fan, now you know, or if you're just an NFL fan in general, he is the brother of Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua. When it comes to the game itself between the Battlehawks and the Panthers, it's important to note that the game took place in St. Louis, which is the best environment in the UFL in terms of fan attendance, energy. The dome is always packed with multiple and thousands of fans in the stands. From the looks of it though, in the second half of the game, we had an altercation between Samson Nacua and a Battlehawks fan who is trash talking the players, saying some stuff from what it appears, and Samson Nacua clearly did not like it. We got the clip up right here. Video from the crowd shows Michigan's Samson Nacua in a post-game altercation with a fan, but it's unclear what was said. Anybody who's been to the Dome knows fans love to chirp at the players, and it appears Nacua was not happy about it. Oof. You could hear that. Big ol' slap. And then you got the teammate over there pointing and laughing at the fan. He must have said something wild and crazy for that reaction. Slaps him and just walks away. And if the teammate's laughing, you know, maybe the dude deserved it. I'm not trying to say anyone deserves getting slapped by a player. Teammate didn't do anything but laugh and said something and pointed. So it's very clear something happened here. The fan either said something or did something and was heckling them all throughout the game, and Nacua didn't like it. And given the fact that the teammate did not really do anything to calm his teammate down, kind of shows maybe there is something more going on here than just a player reacting. But again, that's not an excuse to let emotions get the best of you and slap a fan, especially in a small league and you're trying to get a way back into the NFL and showcase your skills. This is not going to help your case. The father of one of Samson Nacua's teammates had this to say. It was another layer added to the Nacua vs Battlehawk fan situation. ST Tawa, I hope I said your name right, I'm sorry if I didn't, left a comment on Facebook about what he saw transpire post-game about the altercation. Said, "We sat right behind them, but more in the middle of that section. We were the only Panther fans in that section behind the Panther bench. I've been to hundreds of different stadiums for NFL, NCAA, and high schools supporting my sons throughout the years. I've been heckled and harassed before, so I knew not to get involved. Trust me when I say this, there was nobody in that stadium that me and my body who is ex-Special Forces would have a problem with. This crowd was by far the nastiest I've ever been around. I could hear him clearly from where we sat. It wasn't just him, there was even a woman screaming at the players about the size of their private parts. People were trying to insult the Panther players with nasty negative comments that had nothing to do with football. A lady from the same fan base sitting a couple seats over from him said something to him about the heckling, and his reaction was, I just like to F with them. Here comes a point There comes a point when you're going too far, and he clearly was beyond that point when he decided to spit on Nacua. So from this right here, the fans were really heckling the players. And at that bottom part, the guy who it sounds like who got slapped spit on Samson Nacua. So this is some good added context to the situation and would definitely warrant an emotional reaction to that, but it's still not an excuse to be hitting or slapping a fan. You're a professional athlete and you're supposed to be professional and not be reactive that way. But I do get it. It can be frustrating. You just lost the game and then you got people heckling at you and spitting on you. It'd definitely be frustrating for sure. Shortly after the video of Nacua slapping the fan went viral all over social media on Twitter and Instagram, they made a statement saying that they were aware of the situation. The statement says that the UFL is aware of the incident that took place last evening at the conclusion of the Michigan Panthers vs. St. Louis Battlehawks game in St. Louis. League officials are currently investigating the matter, so they're diving into it, seeing what was happening, probably from all sides. Nacua's perspective, the fans' perspective, other teammates, other fans, trying to figure out what exactly happened here. Then just a day or two later, after the UFL launched their investigation of the situation between Nacua and the fan, the UFL gave out a suspension and came to the conclusion that UFL wide receiver Samson Nacua has been suspended for 1 game without pay after slapping a fan during a verbal altercation at the game. So Nacua is going to be suspended. He's going to miss 1 game and without pay. This doesn't say it either, but Nacua will be required to participate in community service events arranged by the UFL League. He's also going to be doing some community service. And then there's a fan page on Instagram called UFL Update, posted the screenshot. I don't know if this is from Samson Nacua somewhere. I couldn't find exactly where the quote was from, but it does say, "I would like to apologize to the Michigan Panthers, the UFL, and the fans who support our league for my actions on Saturday night following our game against the St. Louis Battlehawks." So I am assuming that this quote is specifically from Samson Nacua. I just don't know exactly where it came from. I truly let my emotions get the best of me and accept the league's decision completely to suspend him. Community service, no pay. To my teammates, I will be supporting you in spirit as you face DC this weekend and look forward to joining the following week as we look towards the playoffs. I love this game and the people who play beside me. Most of all, I appreciate this league for providing me the opportunity to continue playing the game I love. So that's what Samson Nacua had to say after the situation. And then over here in the comments, UFL Update did say that they think the fan who spit on Nacua and got slapped posted an apology as well. So both apologies from both sides, both perspectives. I haven't been able to find the apology. I'm just taking their word for it considering they are a fan page covering the league. When it comes to Samson Nacua though, so far in the 2025 regular season during this UFL year, he has appeared in 5 games totaling 7 receptions for 116 yards with 1 touchdown. Now he's going to miss a game due to a suspension for the incident, which could possibly impact his team who's trying to make the playoffs and make a push to be in the championship this year. Honestly, this whole situation is pretty crazy. I think it's both a good and a bad thing. Obviously bad that you have players and fans having altercations like this, but for the league itself, it might be good publicity. I watch the UFL occasionally whenever I have time, and there's some good games and there's some good players, and I think it definitely could use better marketing for sure. It isn't the best, and this thing going viral all over social media, getting millions and millions and millions of views and clicks and articles written about it. You have people who cover the NFL talking about it on Instagram and on Twitter. It may not be the best publicity, but publicity is what it is. And for a small minor league that's trying to grow and get better and expand, it can't at least hurt. Let me know down in the comments if you watch the UFL and what you think of this altercation. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 10K this year. Help support the channel. My name's Kaj, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Peace.